Thank you for everyone that is here. If you are looking for what funding and grant opportunities exist for your business or your nonprofit, you are in the right place. If you were expecting something else, I apologize. This is not the right session, but I appreciate you being here. And who could not use extra money, especially dollars that you don't have to pay back? So we are going to jump into this. There's my full screen. All right. So a bit of overview for our host, Empowered for X. They are graciously putting together these info sessions, and I'm your facilitator, Ryan Knight. But just to go through quickly for Zoom, feel free to change your name in case you came in as iPhone or under your child's name. You can change that in the participation tab. Also, if you do have questions, using the raise hand feature is really effective because that way it pops up and I can see it. Otherwise, feel free to unmute as well if you just wanted to ask a question. Hold on, let me get this light on just so it's seeing a bit better. All right. Don't feel like you have to turn on your camera when you're asking a question. You can. Otherwise, feel free to just listen in and ask questions when you like. Definitely do use the chat if you have questions that as I'm talking, you can put them in the chat and then I can get to them, or at least it'll help you remember it when we do have time for questions. And be sure to just check and mute your mic. That way it doesn't chip in and out. And of course, let's be respectful to each other. I mean, our sessions are always beautiful, so no issues there. Also, would like to do our land acknowledgement for the First Peoples on this traditional land. So if we can take a moment, I would like to begin by acknowledging the indigenous peoples of all the lands we are on today. While we meet today on a virtual platform, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands which we can each call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local indigenous peoples and their cultures. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people that call this land home. Please join me in a moment of reflection to acknowledge the effect of residential schools and colonialism on Indigenous families and communities, and to consider how we are and can each in our own way try to move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. All right. So a little bit about Empowered for X, who are our hosts for this session. Empowered for X is a collaborative community that's also a physical co-working space in Brampton with satellite offices in Ottawa, Scarborough, and also Hamilton. Definitely committed to supporting entrepreneurs and business leaders like yourself to really get to your top performance, I'll say your optimal business self. So here to amplify the work that you do and things that we do to do that. So it's around the trainings that we offer. So we have a social enterprise certification program, which for those that went through it, it was really important because we had the investment readiness program grant that was due last week, which was focused on social enterprises. We have the mental health standards certification, the mental health supporting youth certification, and of course, Grant Hunter University for those that are looking for ongoing support with your grant writing journey. Like I mentioned, we do have virtual office space in Brampton, Scarborough, and Ottawa. We offer consulting services as well, ranging from marketing, grant writing, helping with building technology, management and operations of your business, and also writing business plans. And we do have the BizGrams live show, which Chris Beth is the host. And Chris Beth is also the founder of Empowered for X. So that's a show that you can bring your business or organization on to get additional promotion and tell your story. So right now we do have upcoming events. And quick note, this is the last grant info session for this year. So we're going to be taking a break for the next Wednesdays. Again, enjoy the holidays and spend time with family. But typically we have grant info sessions every other Wednesday, which are these sessions that talk about what grants are out there and give you a bit of an overview on how to apply. The working groups are a deeper dive into any of the grants that we pick that are active, that we want to make sure we get our applications in. So typically we'll go question by question to make sure that you understand what it's asking and give you a chance to ask additional questions about your application. We talk about DIY to modify, which is going from doing it yourself to making others do it for you. So that's why we built out teams that help with your sales, marketing, and your growth strategy. So you don't have to feel you're doing it all on your own. You can actually lean on our team to really become your project team in your business. We do a monthly networking event called the Jelly Social, and we have ongoing financial literacy workshops that are going to be reviving in the new year as well. So stay tuned for that. As I mentioned, this is kind of the flow or the different stages that you can engage with us. On the one side, the DIY, so doing it yourself, hey, coming to these free sessions, getting information that you can take in action on your own for your business or your organization. Again, Grant Hunt to You is a self-paced, self-directed online course. So you're able to get a lot of the information from the challenges and boot camps that we've done, helping people write their grant writing blueprint, and then watch those videos at your own pace to get your blueprint done. We help with what we call a funding summary. So helping you to figure out what exact grants match your company or your organization. Typically in these info sessions, it's more broad. So we can actually work one-on-one with you to do the funding summary. The blueprint, as I mentioned, we can help you write that blueprint. If doing it yourself with the Grant Hunter University, if you're stuck, we can actually work alongside you to write it with you. We can review any grants that you have or business plans as well. And then we have the paid sessions around the working groups and also the just fully doing it for you, taking the whole grant journey off your shoulders and us becoming your grant writing project team. So any grant that you find, we can go from scratch writing it for you. So that's, I guess, the full spectrum. Of course, we definitely don't not want to continue without supporting or mentioning our valued partners, ranging from One Full Circle that's up in Quebec. Shout out to Farah Hamid there in Montreal. SETSI, shout out to Victor Beausoleil from the Social Economy Through Social Inclusion. Calabash, which is a cooperative of expert service providers in our community. So if you need work and consultants for any projects you're working on for your business or for your nonprofit, Calabash actually has a directory of expert service providers. Alterna Savings has been a big partner, and ZSC is our business coaching partner. So if you filled out maybe one of our business needs assessment forms, you would have gotten a call from one of our business advisors, and ZSC helps us to manage that. A big thank you always goes to the Toronto Community Benefits Network, Rosemary Powell, who's been a big supporter of all the work that we've done. Dream Legacy Foundation as well, Isaac Ololafe, who's been a mentor to the work that we've done as well. And they work very specifically with Black tech founders. So if you are working on a technology or a software-based startup, definitely be sure to plug into the Black Innovation Fellowship. And last, of course, but not least, Sheridan and their EDGE program. Shout out to Renee and her team being able to partner with Sheridan, not just on the entrepreneurship side with EDGE, but also on the research and development side with their research team and Brian Charma. All right. So real quick, the agenda, we're gonna meet the facilitator, which is myself. We're gonna do an overview of some active grants that are out right now, a little bit of an overview of some past ones to keep you up to date as they might come back out in the new year. And of course, touching on how we can help you on this journey. So a bit about myself. I do consider myself a serial social entrepreneur. I run a work integrated social enterprise called Detail Ignites, which provides mobile waterless car cleaning. And we work with youth in the community to teach them entrepreneurship by them running mini versions of our company. I also started the Service Kingdom, which is a social enterprise development consultancy, Executives Power Up, and the Black Panthers Cage. As you may know, I'm one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network and part of the E4X business crew. And really, really focused on supporting entrepreneurs with whatever stage they're in today and helping them get to that next milestone that they have for themselves. A little bit more about the ACBN. So the Afro-Caribbean Business Network started 5 years ago. And thank you to those that are actually in the room that attended our 5-year anniversary on Saturday. As I mentioned that day, my heart was full and it really meant a lot to those that have supported us along the way. And of course, those that we've supported along the way. But it was really started because 5 years ago, there weren't a lot of Black focused business organizations that I could go to with my company. I know Detailing Nights, we were getting ready to grow and expand and going to different business support organizations and asking, can you help me scale this company? And it wasn't in their mandate. So we said, could we we brought 6 other entrepreneurs together. Said, could we create this entity that would sit down with an entrepreneur, figure out what stage their business is in, and then help them create a blueprint or a strategy to grow their companies exponentially. And thus ACBN was born. And with ACBN over the past 5 years, we've actually eclipsed engaging with over 5,000 Black entrepreneurs. We're seeing a large percentage of them are female entrepreneurs. And in our database, well, 91% are the business owners or the CEOs. But what I'm most proud of is our ability to partner with other Black focused business organizations. So now there's over 40 across Canada. We partnered with organizations in Africa and also in the Caribbean and in the United States. So being able to now have the right resources for any businesses that we work with, depending on what stage they're in and what support they need, we can point them in the right direction. A few of the pillars that we stand on, of course, entrepreneurship. I feel everybody should be an entrepreneur in some sense, even if you're a young person still in high school. That might be the best time to start a business, because if it doesn't go well, you still have somewhere to sleep. Or if you're working full time and having entrepreneurship as a side hustle to bring in additional dollars into the household, and it can actually benefit you with your taxes. But that's for another day. You can go into the benefits of entrepreneurship and how to register yourself and write off expenses. But entrepreneurship to me is a really solid tool for economic inclusion and economic empowerment. So doing convening like these sessions, or either in person at networking events or online virtually, to share knowledge and really get information to you as an entrepreneur, that to me is really important as well. But as you know, we're all here to talk about access to funding, because access to funding is one of the biggest barriers for running a business, and we want to be able to support you in that. So as you know, there is a lot of different types of capital out there, but I usually put up this slide to show you the breadth of it. It can range from pitch competitions to grants from the city or the province, grants from the federal government or wage subsidies, even sponsorships from corporations. Those are all the different types of grant dollars that we've been able to get over the 5 years. And also you'll see it ranges from as low as $500 all the way up to over $1 million. So, I do not discriminate with grants. I do consider myself a grant hunter. So anything that is out there that we qualify for, I will typically apply for it. And then, hey, just stack and stack and stack. So never feel like something is beneath you, I would say. But what I'm most proud of, again, is being able to work with other organizations to help them on their grant journey. Some of them, the examples are Rescue Youth International, where they're doing great work in the community, especially in Peel, working with youth in the education system and the justice system, but not qualifying for, I would say, all the grants that they definitely deserve. So we were able to work alongside them to identify the investment readiness program, help them work on a social enterprise project, and get grant dollars. Same with Custodia. I would say on the other side of the spectrum, where Rescue Youth International is a nonprofit, Custodia is a complete for-profit, but they operate a social enterprise working with seniors in the community. They were also able to tap into the investment readiness program. And another organization like New Life Project, shout out to Brenda, that's in Ottawa. Again, not really qualifying for the different grants that they deserve, us being able to work alongside them to make sure that those applications get in. And then she was successful with the Supporting Black Communities initiative. So today I mentioned briefly what we do with helping people with their grant writing blueprint. We're not going to go deep into that today, but definitely take note when you are looking at grants. The questions that you're going to be asked are typically very similar to other grants that you'll find. So always be sure to start documenting those answers, and that's what becomes your grant writing blueprint. When I was first looking for grants with Detail Ignites and struggling to get approved, I was able to now still save those answers, then work with a grant writer to improve the answers. And that successful grant that we got, the first one with, oh my gosh, the Youth Opportunities Fund, we were able to now really use those answers in future grants that DK was going for, because now a lot of the answers that anybody would ask was already written and written well, thanks to the help with the grant writer. Then it made it very easy to go after additional grants and get those applications in, because you're not starting from scratch. So one thing that we definitely preach and encourage you to do is use the answers that if it's your first grant, again, it's going to be, front loaded, heavy lifting, but once you have those answers, save them into a document so that you can now refer back to it with any other grants that you find. All right, so I did want to open up this link because the Business Benefits Finder, let me see, can I allow that? Yes. Oh, that is the blueprints. Hold on. That link, I gotta fix that link. Business Benefits Finder. And I'll put this link into the chat as well. Because since this is our last session for the year, I do want to take a bit of time and make sure people get the links, get the information, and at least open up the tab so that you can start working on these things. Typically, I'll go through all the different grants that are available, and still I'll follow up with people and they haven't started it yet. So today is going to be a little bit different. If you're able, I want you to be able to click on these links, at least open the tab and start to answer some of the questions or fill out the forms so that we know you've at least started and you're not gonna procrastinate on this. So with the Business Benefits Finder, it's through the federal government. So you're able to really just fill in the blank questions. So for example, if you're looking for funding, we can go through, what's this next one that it asks here? So you can narrow it down. Oh, hold on. Oh, like how much you're looking for. Let's say it's up to 250. You can start or buy, you want to grow and expand. And Benita, this one is focused on Canada. I've seen one for the US, although I haven't tested it yet. But all right, so you do want to pick where you are. Ontario, where's Ontario? Northern region. Oh, Southern region, so we're in Southern. Okay. And then what do we do? Let's say we're in education. So you'll see it's very straightforward, which I love. And we're a nonprofit, for example, and we support Canadians and Black Canadians. All right, and I want to see everything. So what this will do, and I did put the link in there, so if you're following along, if I only click funding, it would show all the different types of funding programs that are available. Again, some of them do have different criterias, so you might need to be incorporated for 2 years or have payroll. Others aren't as strict, so you definitely want to look through each of them. And this is where our organization with Empowered4X can support you in identifying which ones are a fit and going through all the criteria to make sure that you're not wasting your time, for example. You'll see, I know wage subsidies is one that is excellent to get students to work on projects, and also if you're ready to hire, getting a portion of that salary covered, like maybe 50 to 75%. This one called Ripen you can actually get students to work on a specific project in your business, and you don't have to come out of pocket to pay for it and get reimbursed. The Ripen program covers the cost for you. So this one I'll actually put into the chat, because I've seen a lot of the business owners getting access to this, and these students helping them with either marketing projects or research projects. Hold on, I'll put this into the chat for you so you can check it out. Okay, so let me know if that link works. I should have a login already. I wanted to quickly show you what it looks like. All right. And so you'll see they have different institutions that have students that you can choose from. So some of them, they are more like co-op or interns, so you would have to pay for those ones, but then you can put up your own project. Let me see where it is. So you'd be able to create a project, and then you can tap into their own honorarium program. So Ripen would cover, I believe it's $1,400 that would go to each of the students, and you can get up to 7 students for one project. So when you create an account, you can come in and create a project, and then students would be able to work on your business. So another grant that I wanted to touch on is, please remember that, yes, is the Black Opportunity Fund. They created a program in partnership with CIBC. So CIBC has a loan program, which I'll show you just real quickly. So this loan program, you're able to get up to $250,000 for your business. It does have 2 streams, where one stream is if you're getting equipment or leasehold improvements, and the other one is if you're getting working capital. So for equipment, you can get a loan term up to 10 years. For working capital, before it used to be 2 years, they did increase this to 5 years. But all that to say, if you go to start your loan application and you notice that you're not quite ready with your business plan or your cash flow projections, where it asks for it down here, when you connect with a CIBC business advisor, they would point you to the Black Opportunity Fund grant program. But there is a way to go straight to the grant program without going through the CIBC loan side of it. Because with the grant program, you're able to go through programming provided by the the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce. So that could help you with, increasing your financial literacy, creating a business plan, doing your cash flow projections, or improving your credit score. So one of these 7 offerings. And as you go through each of the milestones, you're able to get up to $2,000 as a grant for your business. So instead of going through the CIBC route, and if you're not interested in the loan, you can actually go directly to the Black Chamber of Commerce. So I'll put this link into the chats. And I want to see, what does it ask when you enroll? So if you click on enroll now, it'll take you through their intake form. So it does talk about there's an orientation session every Monday. Oh, it actually has the link, for you to register. So this would be good for you to register for this session coming up on Monday. That way you can ask specifically about the grant that they have, which is up to $2,000 by going through one of their programs. Actually, let me see what that looks like. Okay, nice. So yeah, you'll see the next one is going to be December 12th. Actually, I think I'll poke my head into this one and see what it's about. Right. Okay. So next, let's see, what do we have next here? So this was the Elevate Black Business. So that link in the chat, if you click on it and then go to enroll now, when that form opens up, register for the Zoom link, register for the Zoom meeting that they do each Monday, and then also fill out the rest of the form so that they'd be able to contact you to talk about the programs that they have and the grant that they have. Oops. All right. The next one that has been a bit slow to open their second round. So Digital Main Street, they have 3 grant programs actually. So you'll see if you go to Ontario, they have the RAISE program, the CDAP program, and Shop Here. So I'll start with Shop Here, because for anyone that is looking to either get a new website or improve their current website with e-commerce, they partner you with a person to build a Shopify or a Square, or I think there's 4 different e-commerce platforms that they will help you actually build a website for you. So they did that for Detail Ignites. We got to add an e-commerce store, and it's completely free. So this one, definitely if you want to add e-commerce to your website, and I'll put this link into the chat as well, so you can check it out. For the other 2 programs, the CDAP one is the Canada Digital Adoption Program, and RAISE is the Racialized and Indigenous Support for Entrepreneurs. So CDAP, you do have to create an account. So I'll log in so you can see what they both look like. All right. Oh, where's my stuff? There we go. So when you log in, you'll see that you're going to have a dashboard. Uh-oh, I think I'm overloading my computer here. All right, and it'll show you which grants you're currently qualified for. So the CDAP one, actually, let me go to the landing page for you. So as I mentioned, it stands for the Canada Digital Adoption Program, and you're able to get up to $2,400 to support the cost of adopting e-commerce or working with like marketing and e-commerce advisors. So if you're looking to get additional tools to help with digital transformation, or helping with like online booking, or even just online marketing, you're able to get $2,400 to help with that. And then also, but actually, just before I go to the next one, the CDAP program, the one catch is that you do have to have a payroll, like you have to be registered for payroll and have an employee. So if you're currently not registered for payroll, you wouldn't qualify for this grant. But if you are, you'll see these are the eligible expenses that you can use the money on. So it can be social media advertising or software to help with what's this, tracking product inventory. So a lot of things that you might use to now take your business online and help with automation, you can use this grant for it. But you do have to have payroll. And it can be just one employee, it doesn't have to be like a full suite payroll. So the other grant that Digital Main Street has is the RAISE program. So the last time I checked, it used to say waitlist, and then it didn't have the link. So the RAISE program, you're actually able to get up to $10,000 for your business to help with online marketing and amplifying the digital presence of your business. So as it shows here, you're able to get, so this is a grant of $10,000, and you go through a coaching program, which is with Parkdale Innovation Center. So I am logged in. Let's see. I want to see if it has the link. Okay, so it doesn't have the link right now, but this is what I would like everyone to do. So if you have this link, I would like you to put that link in or go to this link. If you haven't registered for Digital Main Street just yet, make an account. And then I want you to take down this email because this program was supposed to open back in the fall. It is literally days away from it not being fall anymore. So we want to ask the question to see when is the application for the program going to be opening? So who we ask is, let me grab this email. Uh-oh. And let me know if my my Zoom froze because my computer is going very slow. Okay. I think it's slowly coming back. Dable, are you still with me or did I lose everyone?
No, still here. I think
Still here? Okay, good.
You're safe.
Yeah, my computer is struggling right now. Holy girl. Okay, so Parkdale, no, intake, Parkdale, yeah. So this email I'm gonna put into the chat as well. So you'll see some people, like I was able to go through it and get approved for the 10,000. So they definitely were able to take a good chunk of people through the first cohort, but the next cohort was supposed to start pretty soon. It was supposed to start in fall and it hasn't started just yet. So I want you to be able to follow up. So once you make your account on digitalmainstreet.ca, if you don't have one already, you want to send an email to intake@Parkdale Innovates. Why is this not letting me copy? Oh, I should probably turn off my camera because computer is struggling. Okay, so homework item is to create the Digital Main Street login. So create an account and then email intake@parkdaleinnovates.org to check on when is the application for the RAISE program opening. Because when is the application for the RAISE program opening? And that way you'll be in the queue for them to let you know when it opens so that you can get into the next cohort. Hold on, I'm gonna stop my camera just to see if that helps with bandwidth. All right. So we mentioned Digital Main Street, the Canada Digital Adoption Program. Fortunately, the Desjardins Good Spark grant is gone. They typically do it a couple times a year, so that should come back soon. One that I like to let people know about is the Summer Company Program, because if you know students that are in school or even up to 29 in college or high school, in high school or in college up to age 29, they're able to get up to $3,000 for their business. So in the summer, they can run a business and get a grant from the provincial government. I see a lot of our youth miss this grant. So I definitely want to make sure that you're aware of it so that you can spread the word that they can apply for this. It usually opens around January or February. So as we do our sessions in January, when it does open, I'll keep you in the loop. But the other grant that I wanted to touch on for today is the BBPA BAIDS one. And this grant, before you could use it to help with grant writing, not so much the case anymore. Actually, when we go through the program, oh, the link is right here. So you'll see you can only select a certain specific type of service. So if you need help with accounting and bookkeeping, doing your business plan or budgeting, and legal help. So what they'll do is connect you with a service provider that can do the work for you, and then the service provider invoices the BBPA. So no, you don't have to come out of pocket for any of these services. So that's where, if you might be going for additional capital, like with one of the loan programs, you can work with BAIDS to get somebody to help you do your business plan and then go for the additional capital. So this link I'll also put into the chat, because this way you can check it out. Oh, that did not copy properly. Let's see. And I know they got a lot of applications up to this point, so it might take a while to get through the queue and get to you, but you definitely want to be in the queue. So be sure this will be your next homework assignment, to work on this application. And then again, give it a couple of days, but if they don't get back to you, let us know so that we can check in on your application and get an update to see when it's going to go through. All right. So two of the ones that recently closed that were specific to social enterprises is the Investment Readiness Program, which is a grant that you can get up to $75,000 as, again, a non-repayable grant to help you now fine-tune your business so that you can get additional investment from their social finance fund. So the social finance fund is going to start in the new year. They don't have an exact date yet, so when it does open, we'll be doing info sessions about it. But the Investment Readiness Program was designed to get you ready for it. And the Toronto Enterprise Fund, again, for companies that are considered employment social enterprises, or they call them work integrated social enterprises. So if you're hiring people from specific segments of the population that are having trouble finding a job, oh, let me put my camera back on. If you're having trouble finding employment and your company is able to support them with getting their first job or getting a higher than entry-level job, you would be considered an employment social enterprise. So the Toronto Enterprise Fund, they have a grant that's called the Catalyst Grant, which you can get up to $10,000 to do your feasibility study and your business plan. And then they have the Supporting Social Enterprise Grant, which you can get up to $100,000 over 3 years to support with the launch and sustainability of the social enterprise. So those are two to keep an eye on. So we'll definitely let you know when it opens back. Again, the Ontario Trillium Foundation, they have grants specific to nonprofits. But one thing that I would tell the for-profits in the room is start to align yourself with a nonprofit that shares your mission. Because even if a grant is for specifically nonprofits, if you're partnered with a nonprofit, they'd be able to lead the grant, and then you'd be able to work alongside them to execute the grant. So you'd be one of the budget items. So I notice a lot of for-profit companies will miss grants that are for nonprofits just because they're not registered that way, but you can actually be part of it by partnering. So you'll see they do have really in-depth grants ranging from their Resilient Communities Fund. They have community investment grants. The Youth Opportunities Fund is one that we had been successful with a couple times. And they have a building fund and other grant programs such as the local poverty reduction fund. So how we were successful with the Youth Opportunities Fund is being able to partner with a nonprofit, because even though Detailing Nights was a for-profit, we then were able to align with a nonprofit, had the same mission of reducing youth unemployment by using entrepreneurship, and then create a program that we were able to apply with and be successful with. So a lot of times as a for-profit, we might try to look at these grants and only go at it with your for-profit company, but sometimes you're able to pull out the social element and create its own entity around it. With the Youth Opportunities Fund, it doesn't have to be a specific nonprofit incorporated company. It can just be unincorporated. They call it a grassroots organization, but then you're able to apply as long as you have a nonprofit partner to work with. And the other one I wanted to show, oops, let me see. And similar to the Ontario Grant Portal, that's one that the Ontario government at any given time has up to 20 to 30 grants open. So checking this portal, and when you get this spreadsheet, actually I'll open it up so you can see. When you get the slide deck and you're able to go through some of these grants, if there are any that align with what you're able to accomplish, you definitely want to take a deeper dive. It is quite tedious going through the Ontario portal, but it's worth it, especially if you're a for-profit company and you can partner with a nonprofit, or if you're a nonprofit and you see something that matches what you're able to execute. I would say, hey, reach out to our team and get support in really identifying and going through the criteria to make sure that you qualify. All right, so I believe that is all of the grants that are currently active that we did want to touch on. I know it's overwhelming and a lot of information coming at you, but things that I did put into the chat, I do want you to action right away. If you do notice that you want more support, or if it's just too much to put onto your plate, like we mentioned, we do have services to support you with grant writing. And of course, we exist to see you win. So don't feel stuck, really reach out. Even if you just have questions about some of the ones that I mentioned, or as you look through the slide deck later, if there's something that piques your interest, but you want to know more, reach out to the Debo, if you can put the connect@empoweredforex.com website or email into the chat. And also if you can put the Calendly link, so you can book time to meet with one of our business advisors to ask questions, see which might fit for you, and then we can work with you to get it done. A little overview on the cost for some of the services. So Grant Hunter University, that is self-directed online course. So you're able to go through the videos that we've recorded to finish your grant writing blueprint. So we help you with telling the story of your grant or your company, your organization, how to do your budget, how to do your work plan. All of that creates your blueprint that you can now use in any grant that you apply for. If you just need help with a funding strategy, like one-on-one coaching, we have that offered there. If you just want a deep dive into the funding summary to see what exactly your organization or your business qualifies for. And of course, if you just want to take it all off your shoulders, like I mentioned, we can do the grant application writing. It does range between 500 up to 3,000, depending how complex the grant is. And I always say the grants are out there, the money is flowing, but we need to position ourselves in front of that flow of money. And we are here to help you. Take time to check out our website, either Empowered Forex or acbncanada.com. And we shall see you in the new year. Just before I open it up for questions, I did want to invite Charmaine to let you know about some of the upcoming events. Actually, Charmaine, are you on? I thought I saw you come in. Because our Wednesday grant sessions are going to be on pause until January the 11th. So in between now and then, definitely reach out if you have questions about different grants that we talked about. Nope, Charmaine's not there.
Okay. Yep, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. One moment, my camera is giving a bit of trouble. Let me see. Okay, the camera is not opening up. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm Charmaine Hussey Rodney, working with Ryan at ACBN as operations manager, also project coordinator, planner, etc., etc. We just want to give you some update on workshop programs and events that we're having that can indeed help you with preparing yourself to qualify for the grants. And we have a workshop coming up this evening at 6:30. Our facilitator will be no other than Nicola Harris, our co-executive director, along with Ryan. I'll put the link there. You can't afford to miss that. She'll be speaking on the topic of people and how they can help you to position yourself to access the funding and all the resources that you need to upscale your businesses. Otherwise, we have, for the new year, we have other workshops coming up, financial literacy, and we also have that green industry. Ryan, workshop that's a cohort, sorry, that is coming up, and a business accelerator, growth business accelerator program. It's a cohort that we will be in a short time, we will be sending that out in our newsletter. So we will ensure that we capture all the email that have registered for this grant info session, and you'll be kept up to date when that will be promoted. Okay. So look out for the events that are coming up. See you later. Nicola will be there. Very insightful. You can't afford to miss it. Okay. So I'll put it in the link right now.
All right, wonderful. And again, thank you everyone for your attention. The floor is open if there is any specific questions that you have about any of the grants that I mentioned or any support that you might need.
Hi. So I was late to the meeting. I'm just wondering, will this be available like once the session's over?
Yes, the recording would go out with the presentation to those that registered, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me know if you're seeing it in the chat. One moment, please.
Not yet.
Okay, here we go. No, what happened there? There we go.
Oh,
Got
it's
it?
not showing the link. It's showing the title, but I don't see the link for it.
Not sure what went wrong. One moment. Let me go back to the Eventbrite. Okay, let me tell you what, we have a glitch there because in the newsletter, Ryan, this is it's not showing as a link in the chat, but it's showing as a link in the newsletter. So what I'll do, I'll promise you all, I have your email, you have registered. Debo, you'll send the email addresses to me. I'll send you the invite and the flyer right after the meeting, and looking forward to see you later.
All right, sweet. Actually, I can grab the link because I'm in the Eventbrite now. So you can do that as well, but I'll just grab it just before we hop off.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
No worries. And the floor is still open if there's any additional questions as I grab this one. All right, so here's the link. So yeah, if you're open to learning more about how to build strong teams and how those teams can position you for additional funding, I know with ACBN, when we were able to bring on internal people to research and write grants, it really amplified and really exploded our grant success. So learning today at 6:30, the link is there. Nicola was actually the one that helped us to structure our grant and fund development plan. So she's going to be sharing her, her expertise on building strong teams. So the link is there. Otherwise, if there's no other questions, feel free to take back a bit of your afternoon and enjoy your Wednesday. But thank you so much for being here. Your presence is not lost on me and we appreciate it. And again, if you have questions, the email connect@empowered4x. Feel free to ask away and then we'll book some time to connect. All right. Oh, and I didn't put my calendar. So if you did want to meet with me, you can use my calendar. So I typically talk, oh wait, is that the right one? Yeah, that calendar helps with fund clarity and we can do kind of some brainstorming. So if you wanted to book some time with myself, happy to do so. But thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the evening or afternoon. Thanks again.